This is the introduction to equations. So this section of algebra, we're going to start with writing words into algebra, so translating English into algebraic language, and then we're going to take algebraic language and we are going to put it into words. Some useful information for you to learn. It will help you tremendously. First one we're going to look at is consecutive integers. So this is the algebra that you would use when you are asked for any consecutive integers. So how did we get to that? Well, if I have the numbers 4, 5, 6, those are consecutive integers. So I can use any letter, A, B, X, Y, Z. So I'm going to use X. What did I do to 4 to get to the next one? Well, I added 1. And so the next number would be X plus 1. How would I get to the second number? Well, you're going to have 4 plus 2. So we would have X plus 2. So consecutive integers are going to be represented by X plus 1, X plus 2. So that would be asking for 3 consecutive numbers. Right, let's look at the next one. I know this is going to sound a little bit odd at this point in time, but as we come to use it, you will see why I'm introducing it here. Okay, so the next one, in fact, I want to look at these two together, consecutive even numbers, consecutive odd numbers. So even numbers are 2, 4, 6, and so on. Odd numbers are going to be 1, 3, 5, and so on. So to get from this one to that, I'm going to add 2. To get from there to there, I'm going to add 4. The same here. I'm going to add 2 to get to the next consecutive even number, and to there I would have to add 4. Right, if we are asked to think of a number, if I had to say to think of a number between 1 and 10, I am not sure whether you're going to choose an odd number or an even number. So to account for any eventuality, the first thing we're going to do here is make the number even. And to make a number even, so if I have 2, it's already even, but if I multiply it by 2, I still have an even result. If I have the number 3, so my favorite number could have been 3, that's an odd number. So if I multiply by 2, we'll get to 6, which is an even number. So we don't know if the number is going to be odd or even, so we go and make it even, and then we apply the formula. Right, so let's have a look. Let's look at the even integers, consecutive even integers. So I could take the number 10, 12, 14. Those are 3 consecutive, one after the other, even numbers. So I want to know, what did I do to 10 to get 12? So I added 2. What did I do to 10 to get 14? I added 4. So it could be any 3 consecutive even numbers. So what I'm going to do here, I don't know what my numbers are going to be. So I'm going to say, if my number is X, I'm going to multiply that by 2. So my first even number is 2x. 12 can be written as 10 plus 2. Now remember, 10 we wrote like that, so I'm going to have 2x plus 2. So it's my even number plus 2. To get to 14, I added 4. So it's my beginning number, my even number, plus 4. And if I had to look for the next one, it would be 2x plus 6. So we are always working from the first number, which is 2x. And in each of these cases, it's 2x, and then I'm going to add 2, 4, 6, and so on. Okay, so now if I look at the odd numbers, remember what I said to you? We're first going to make it even. So let's say we've got the numbers 11, 13, and 15. So I'm going to make it even. So if we start with 10, I multiplied 5 times 2. So I've made it even. And then to get to the next one, I'm going to add 1. Okay. So this is going to be 2x. I make it even. And then I add 1. To get to the next one, so what do I do from 11, shall I say 10, I make it even, and then I'm going to add 3. Then I'm going to add 5. So my first odd number is make it even, and then I add 1. So I'm going to take this number, and I'm going to add 3 to it. So it's going to be 2x plus 3, 2x plus 5. So 2x, I make it even, add 1 to make it odd. 2x, I add 3, 2x, I add 5. So here, again, you can see 1, 3, 5. Those are my odd numbers. So the consecutive odd integers are 2x plus 1, 2x plus 3, 2x plus 5. Now we need to look at the age questions. So for example, I can say to you, this year I'm 89 years old. How old will I be in 5 years' time? So I'm going to be 89. In 5 years' time, I'm going to be 94. How much will I be in 10 years' time? Well, in 10 years' time, I'm going to be 99. So what did I do? I said, take that. So I've got my age. Over here, I added 5. Over here, I added 10. But in each case, this, so I'm going to call 89 my x. That is my age now. So it would be in 5 years' time, I would be x plus 5 years old. In 10 years' time, I would be x plus 10 years. 10 years. How old was I 2 years ago? So in other words, I must go back to, I would be 87. So I would say 89. So I'm 89, which is going to be my x. I'm going to minus the 2, and it will give me 87. So that is how I work with age questions, these ones here. Let's go and have a look at the examples that you are going to have to do. Right, we are translating from words into algebra. So I go and look for the hints twice. Okay, well, twice means 2 times. So I'm just going to write 2 times. A certain number, I don't know what the number is, so I'm going to call it x. Increased, so to increase something means I must add, so I must increase by 4, so I'm going to add 4. Is means equals, so is equals 10. So now I have to write that in numbers only. So I'm going to say 2 times x plus 4 equals 10. But now remember, we've learned how to simplify that. So 2 times x is 2x plus 4 equals 10. You are only asked to represent each of these as an expression or an equation. You are not asked to go and find out what x equals. That comes later. Let's have a look at the next one. A number, I can use any lowercase letter, but we don't want to use O, because it looks like a 0. If I use an L, it looks like a 1. I is also not a good one. So anything else. So let's take J. A number. We don't know what it is, so we're going to call it J. Decreased means to subtract by 7. Number 7 is equals 15. So now we write that in algebra. So I'm going to say, just need a thinner pen, J minus 7 equals 15. So you have translated from English into algebra. And then also, for example, you would get something like this. And you would have to go from algebra to English. And I know a lot of people confuse the square root with the square. One way to remember. This has got roots at the bottom here. So that's the square root. This is the power. The king has all the power. So the one at the top is the power. So let's have a look here. So this would be the square root of a number increased, we're not going to say add or plus, increased by the same number. We've got the number there. The same number squared is 12. So the square root of a number increased by the same number squared is 12. And that would be the English version of this algebra.